Alright, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys because we're so close to hitting 100 subs already this month. It's the 16th day as I'm recording this video, and I feel like once I drop these next videos next week that, well, it wouldn't be next week, it would be this week as you're watching it, but I feel like we would be at 100 subs, so hit the goal a little bit early, which would be great. So I've gone through the midfield positions, defensive positions. Now I'm going to end with the forward, like, attacking position. So, like, striker, winger, all that stuff. I'm going to start with the striker position. So if you guys know anything about striker positions or you play striker, you know you can play as a creative forward, as a pure finisher, as a hold-up man. You can play fast, you can play slow. There's so many things you can do with this position. So I'm going to show you guys a couple builds that you can use depending on your play style. And hopefully this will help you get the best out of your FIFA 22 Pro Clubs experience. Let's get into the video. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We finally got to the last week or the last couple of videos of our builds. Really, you just call it that. So like I said, there's so many different things you can do with your build as a striker. So if you're gonna be a creative forward, you're gonna try that with we'll start with the creative forwards, but center forward build, just because look at the difference between passing 75, passing 72, and then a little bit more dribbling as well. And ironically, more shooting, which is weird. I didn't think it would be like that this year, but more shooting. It is slower though, so keep that in mind. It is significantly slower than the striker position. So if you're trying to play more as a center forward and have, you know, more defensive stats, more physical stats, etc., better passing, height does not really matter. It's just in relation to what kind of player you're trying to be. You're trying to be a faster creative player or a slower one. So it's just 5'8" is always my sweet spot whenever I play any striker position. So if you want to go 5'6", you can. 5'3", 6 foot, like, it doesn't really matter. It's just you're gonna be slower than an actual striker build. Just know that starting off. So with striker builds, you're going to be focusing on two things for the most part. You're going to be focusing mainly on shooting and dribbling, just because you do a lot more isolation skill moves as a striker than you would in any other position, or as a forward or winger as you would in any other position. So you're focusing mostly on dribbling and shooting. So if you're going to be a kind of creative forward, creative striker, and you're not really big on shooting as much, I would actually go and juice up your passing a little bit. You don't need to put all archetypes, you know, in passing, but depending on how nice you want to play this position, I wouldn't put the artist one for sure, just because it's focused on more crossing, and you're probably going to be focusing more on quick 1-2s with your, I guess, main striker. So I would focus more on getting the archetype, and that this right here should be enough. If you want to put like more on vision, you can, but this right here is the base of what you need. Then it depends on what you want to do in the shooting arena, right? So sniper, it's really about free kicks and set pieces. It's not that useful, you know, by itself, whereas finisher is a lot more useful, right? It's a lot more useful for if you're going to be shooting a lot or whatever. Like, look at that, 98 finishes, what you're going to have, right? So which one do you want out of these two? I would go for more finisher, just because you're gonna tend to shoot more regular shots than you would free kicks or things like that. So that's what I would do. And then, like I said, dribbling. If you already have one archetype on passing, it depends if you want to put two on dribbling, right? So this is the Lynx archetype is really good in terms of being like your agility is kind of juiced with that one. But so is the Maestro archetype. So it really is just a preference, right? It's all about what you want to hit on the way there. So you would hit agility, dribbling, and on the way to the Lynx one. But on the way to the Maestro one, if I'm not mistaken, you actually hit all 5 of these. No, it's just 4. Okay. Dribbling, balance, and skill moves. So do you want 3-star skill moves or do you want 4-star skill moves? I think that's really what would make the difference. If you're going to be more creative, I probably would go and get 4-star skill moves just for that extra bit of skill. And then from this point on, you can put on this final archetype. If you don't want to do that, you could put the rest on pace. You could put it more on passing. But I would actually focus more on passing and dribbling for my archetypes in this position as a creative forward type player. So let's just go ahead and do that. Just put the rest on there, and that really should do it. It's just a variation of what skill points you want, but that'll do it for you guys if you want to be a creative forward, center forward type player. Now, when we go back, we're gonna go back to like the actual striking position. So this is like if you want to be a pure finisher or a hold up man. So if you're gonna be like a pure finisher, just talking about shooting, scoring, all that, you absolutely, definitely need this. You have to have finisher archetype. And then I would really just put everything on the right side of your shooting tree. I would put everything on. Get everything on the right side of your shooting tree. Like I said, you don't really need this, right? Just because it doesn't really add much. Like, look, it adds 3 to your shot power. Cool. Penalties, as long as you're 80 and up, it's just a matter of are you good at them, right? Like, adding this won't really do much for you. But I would go ahead and add things like heading accuracy and basically just juicing everything up until this point. And I do want 5-star weak foot as well, because you want to be the absolute best finisher you can be. So you're gonna need to have 5-star weak foot to do that. Now you see I have 11 skill points. I'm not done maxing out my skill points. You guys remember I got knocked down on my levels. So when you get to level 20, you're gonna get 10 more skill points anyways, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 5 or 10? One of the two. But you're gonna get more. So you're gonna be able to allocate those however you want to. I wouldn't put anything on passing. It's not your focus. Your focus is just to shoot the ball. Dribbling, you could put more on dribbling for sure. You could definitely do that. Your base dribbling is already good, but you can add more once you get more skill points, of course. And then you could round it all out by putting more pace on your guy or your girl, and that'll be it. So you're focusing heavily on shooting. You want to get all the shooting traits you can, plus the finisher archetype. And then you want to get as much dribbling and pace, depending on what kind of player you are. If you want to be faster, then you want to be skillful. It just depends on which you prefer, what your preference is. I'll leave that up to your discretion. But if you're gonna get one of the archetypes, either the cheetah one or a dribbling one, I would get the Maestro archetype on the dribbling, just because I think it's a better archetype than the Lynx archetype. That's just how I see it. But it's up to you what you prefer. And if you don't get that, then you could get the cheetah archetype. But remember, you guys, you get 3 archetypes. So you already have one on shooting. It's either you get one on, you get the last one on dribbling, and then you get the last one on pace. So you're gonna have 3 archetypes already. So I would definitely get both archetypes. Look at that, 92 pace and 89 sprint speed, 92 acceleration and 9 speed. That's really good. That's really gonna help you out in the long run. And as a finishing player, as a finishing forward. Now, if you're gonna play as a target man or target woman, I've actually never. I don't think I've ever seen a target woman, but you could. I think your base height needs to be at least 5'10". That's just a sweet spot for just being able to win more headers, be stronger overall. You're just larger and harder to dispossess on the ball. Now the weight, I like 99 pounds, but this is where you can get a little, creative with it. You can add whatever weight you want from 99 up. It just look at how it changes in relation to your agility and your strength to see if it's really worth it adding those extra pounds. I don't think it is, but that's up to you, depending on how you wanna make your player. Now, because you're focusing heavily on just being a target man or woman, I'm guessing you're going to be a little bit taller, so you're not going to be focusing much on pace. So I'm going to ignore pace just in general. I'm going to leave everything on shooting just because everything here is still very useful for you to be a target player. As in, you're a target player, so you're really not on the ball much. You're really not dribbling much or running much. So passing and dribbling really isn't your thing. Your thing is you're going to be more focused on physical, physical abilities, right? So, I don't know what took off all my skill points, but you would get the shooting archetype, right? The finisher one, and then you would come here and get this one, the bull archetype, right? Just look at the strength. The strength is 79. But remember, I'm 99 pounds right now. So once I increase my weight, the strength goes up to 81, 83, 85, whatever. And I'm also 5'10". So if I go to 6 foot, I'm already going to be an 80 strength with that. And adding that extra bit of aggression just helps you when it comes to 50-50 balls and winning possession. So you have those two archetypes, and then it's just up to whatever you want to put the last one on. You could put it on really anything. You could put it on the cheat archetype, and then you could also put it on this archetype as well, the acrobat one, because it boosts your jumping significantly. So again, if you're going to be taller and stronger, you're going to win more headers, tougher for defenders to dispossess you. In terms of your perks, this is where you can get a little more creative as well. So first time shot, let me see if I can find it. One time shot, yeah, one time shot is really good for that pure finisher build. Really good for that pure finisher build. Like set piece beacon is really good for that target man build, right? You're just better heading the ball, whatever. Clutch finisher, like I said, I don't like timed traits, so like 15 minutes, I don't like traits like that. Those aren't really the best. Physical strength would be also good for your pure finisher, or sorry, not your pure finisher, but your target man build, right? So go through these and just figure out what works best. So physical strength is really good for physical strength, and set piece beacon are really good for the target man builds. One time shot, distance shooter is really good for the pure finisher build. And then things like skill dribbler or active first touch would be really good for your creative forward builds. And then you could, whatever the third one is you want to put on there, you can put it on there. But though that's kind of how those three builds work when you're talking about those forward positions, striker positions. Just really put in the work to put your perks how you want them to be, right? Really go into detail with how you want to build your player. There's so much creativity this year, like you can do whatever you want with your guy or girl. So just take the time to do that, and I think you have a lot of success. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you, and I'll be back soon. Made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Hope this video helped you guys to be able to be the best striker you can in this game. As you guys know, this game is it's different from 21, so there's a lot of things that don't work the same or are different in terms of your build and your skill sets and the traits and archetypes and all that stuff. So hopefully this video helps you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. It helps the algorithm. More views and more likes, is going to get us more views overall. More likes will get us more views, and then more views will lead to more subs, and, you know, grow the channel, more content for you guys as well. So really appreciate that. And yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I see you see you very soon. It's one thing, I always leave the bloopers in just because I don't want to feel like I'm faking it for you guys, you know. I want you to see the real me, authentic me.